I think you should start explaining that BS6, whatever you have read.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the BS6, which is also referred to as the Bharat Stage 6 emission norm, is the scheme initiative taken by the government to reduce the air pollution. In
Okay.
this scheme, this will be implemented from the year from the year 2020.
Of course.
From 1st April 2020, sorry. And this will help to drastically reduce the vehicular population, particularly the particulate matter. So, in order to comply with this,
yes. Continue.
yes, sir. In order to comply with this norm, the vehicle manufacturers, they need to move the new technology to make vehicles which are compliant with the BS6 standards.
Okay.
And these standards cover 4 and 2 wheelers and the commercial vehicles.
Okay.
Presently, right now, the BS4 and 3 fuels are available in India.
Okay. Which
And
one? Okay. Three categories. Okay. Continue.
yes. So the BS regulations are basically based on the European emission standards.
Yes, that I told you yesterday.
Yes, sir. And the companies can come up with new vehicles with BS6 fuel standards even before the April 2020 deadline. But after the deadline, if the vehicles do not comply, then comply with the BS6 standards, then they will not be registered.
Okay.
Because of the implementation of the scheme, the government expects the pollution levels are expected to be reduced as the particulate matter will decrease, and about 1/3 of, according to the UN, about 1/3 of the air pollution is caused by cars and motors.
Vehicular pollution, right? 1/3 of the air pollution is caused by vehicular pollution.
By vehicular, yes, sir. And so the advantages of this scheme over the BS4 norms is that it will BS4 fuel will bring down BS6 fuel will bring down sulfur content by 5 times from the current BS4.
Yes. Yesterday I think I told you about 90%, right? It's not 90%, it's 80%. Its reduction in sulfur content would be by 80%. Okay, it's by 5 times. Okay, so if it was earlier 50%, 50 parts per million sulfur content, now it would be 10 parts per million. So this reduction is by 80%, right? Then okay, continue, Shada.
Yes, sir. So the advantages of this shift from BS4 to BS6 is that BS6 will reduce nitrogen oxides drastically. Which nitrogen oxide basically is the primary cause of health issues and especially respiratory problems.
Okay.
So the lower sulfur in BS6 will help reduce harmful exhaust emissions like nitrogen oxide and carbon dioxide also.
Carbon monoxide. Major focus is on carbon monoxide. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then sulfur oxide. Sulfur oxide as well.
Sulfur dioxide. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the vehicles that have this emission control systems will perform even better with BS6.
Yes.
Sir, that's it I know.
Okay, thank you, Shada, for this beautiful insight into the topic. So I think now everyone is aware, and should I ask someone else? Arya, what about the topic?
Yes,
Arya?
sir. Yes, sir.
Have you read about something about this?
Yes, sir.
So can you please give some more insights?
I have read more about like what Shada has said only, but I also have read about this advantages of like I don't know.
Okay, you can speak whatever you okay. Don't worry, speak yourself. Please do not hesitate.
I also have read about this shift from BS4 to BS. Like I also have to add a point related to shift from BS4 to BS6.
Just specific points rather than what you have read. Give me the specific points so that I may be able to know that what you have read. Okay.
Okay. So
at least 2-3 points.
Mostly I read about this BS norms, which is like also known as Bharat
standard norms.
Yeah, standard norms. So I can't speak today.
It's okay.
Can I explain?
Then Satyam, are you going to explain a few points? Satyam. Satyam, are you there?
No, sir, I couldn't read about it. Yes, sir, I didn't get time to read about it.
You seem very busy, Satyam. Will you tell us the reason, please? Can you please
Sir,
tell
actually,
us?
computing. I have a project to submit tomorrow.
Okay. So there are online classes in your college, I assume.
Yes, sir, from 8 to 5.
8 to 5. That seems okay. Hectic schedule, right? Then who
Yes,
else?
sir.
Animesh. You seem silent here. Animesh.
Actually, I read something, but what Sharda told was a lot more than what I have read. Like I read only the thing that I read had only few points. Like the reduction of sulfur will be from 50 ppm right now to 10 ppm,
10 ppm, yes.
and also that it will be implemented on from 1 April 2020. And the other points were just basically explaining these 2 points in a way like.
Okay, then thank you, Animesh. Now I think we all should start writing this BS6 part. Okay, so as I told you earlier, I think I've told everyone of this. Okay, on your page, make a column here so that you can write the factual details, extra factual details which I give you. And when the topic, I think we were doing this cycles. Okay, so make a column on your page like this and write a heading BS6. Okay, BS6 norms. Or you can simply write Bharat standard norms. Okay, and then we'll start writing from this BS6 norm. Okay, so shall I start now? Okay, China also officially reached China 6 emission standard for new heavy duty vehicles, for which will be introduced. Okay, Palak, thank you for this valuable knowledge. So okay, write this BS Bharat standards. Okay, give this heading of Bharat standard norms. And then write for the first point here, Bharat standard norm, Bharat standard emission norms, or you can simply write Bharat emission standards. Okay, I'm just going to dictate only a few points. Rest you will Google yourself. Bharat emission standards are the emission standards instituted by the government of India. Okay. Bharat standard emission are the emission standards instituted by the government of India. Instituted by the government of India to regulate the output of air pollutants from internal combustion engines or IC engines. To regulate the output of air pollutants from IC engines. This was the first point, right? Bharat emission standards are the emission standards instituted by the government of India. For government of India, you can write this like, okay, short form, government of India. Okay, Bharat standard BSES. Bharat emission standards are instituted by government of India to regulate the air pollutants, okay, from internal combustion engines. Then you can write the next point here. These norms or these standards, the standard and timeline, these standards and timelines are fixed by CPCB. Okay, CPCB, the full form of CPCB is Central Pollution Control Board. This is a board set up under Water and Air Act of India. Okay, we will talk about it later. Just right here about BS6. Okay, so these standards and timelines are set up by CPCB under Ministry of Environment and Forest. They are set up by CPCB under Ministry of Environment and Forest. Okay. what you have to write here, CPCBs की timeline और date set करता है, okay, under MOEF. We call it MOEF. It is about Ministry of Environment and Forest. Though the full form, the full name is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. I simply call it MOEF. Okay. In CPCB. Then the third point is that these emission these norms are based. These norms are based on European emission norms in begin in 2000. So you can say started in 2000. Okay. These norms are based on European regulation norms or European regulations started in 2000. Okay. So these are the three basic points. Now you can make a kind of timeline here. Okay, kind of timeline here that in 2000 India started BS norms with that BS1 based on Euro 1. Then in 2010, okay, 2010, in October 2010, BS3, okay, though BS2 was there, but we are not going much into detail. In 2003, BS3 was enforced into entire country. Okay. Then in April 2017, I think most of us are aware of these BS4 norms. When on 1st of April we rushed for purchasing, sorry, on 31st of March, many people rushed for purchasing BS3 vehicles. Okay, in this 2017, right? So on this 1st April 2017, BS4 norms enforced in the entire country. Okay. And after this, BS3 vehicles, the manufacturing of BS3 vehicles was banned or can be kind of stopped by the Supreme Court and Government of India. Then we were to move in a direction like we were trying to establish BS5 norms in 2020, and BS6 was to come in 2022. Sorry, okay, 2022. 2022 तक हमें BS6 standards set up करने थे, but because of rising air pollution in cities like Delhi, okay, and yes, there were reports like WHO came with reports that around 10 or 12 of the 15, I don't exactly remember the count, it is I think 12 of the 14, okay, 14 out of 15. Oh, is it 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think 14 out of 20 was there. Okay, so
14 out of 15, I read.
So these many cities of India were most polluted cities in the world. Okay, you can check the count on Google. So these 14 out of 15 cities, these 15 were the most polluted cities of the world. And in this ranking, 14 cities were from India. Okay, so seeking this, the government took to this BS6 norms, and we skipped that BS5 norms. We skipped that BS5 norms. Okay, we skipped them. And then Supreme Court and Government of India, okay, they I think Supreme Court also made they gave several guidelines on it. Then in April 2020, this very year, we started with this BS6 norms. Okay, BS6 norm. Okay, so you can write on this timeline. So it will be short and precise. Okay, so then you don't have to write too much. Then the difference, we are going to see the advantages or the work of BS6. That is better if we write the difference between, oh sorry, better if we write the difference between BS6 and BS4. So here we are going to see what extra BS6 is going to do with respect to BS4, right? Here we are seeking the benefits of BS6 with respect to BS4. So BS6 is to provide, okay, so it is for both the spark and compression ignition engine. They are mechanical terms for diesel and petrol engines, right? So what they have said that they will be using diesel particulate filter for the diesel engine. and the main aim is to reduce the PM particulate matter by 80%. Okay, particulate matter is to be reduced by 80%. Okay, this particulate matter consists of both PM 2.5 and PM 210. Okay, this 2.5 and 210 is the size in microns. Okay, the dust, the pollutants, the dust, the size in microns. These particles remain suspended in air and they do not easily settle down. Okay, because of their small size. And they enter the human body or the organisms who breathe them, and they can be carcinogenic. Okay, the carcinogenic is the word used for cancer causing elements. So this PM 2.5 and PM 10 can cause cancer. So they are to be reduced by 80%. The particulate matter is to be reduced by 80%. And for this, equipments like diesel particulate filter and catalytic converter, special catalytic converter, they are to be used. Okay, okay, we can write this one only, diesel particulate filter. The main thing is that the PM is to be reduced by 80%. This is the first point. Then the second point is reduction of sulfur. Simply sulfur, though their oxides are the compounds which are to be reduced, like sulfur oxide, and they are to be reduced from 50 parts per million, 50 parts per million to 10 parts per million, right? 10 parts per million. Okay, so kind of 80% reduction in sulfur as well. Okay, and reduction of sulfur also prevents from many diseases. There are BS norms are copied from Euro norms, BS5 norms, but just skip them. Okay, Animesh, most of the BS norms are just a copy of European norms. And yes, it has been argued that we should make these norms, it's a kind of emulation. Emulation is imitation based on our condition, right? We should copy, but based on our condition. So there has been arguments on this emulation, but yes, we copy them. Most of our most of these what we make these norms are the copy of European standard norms. Okay, Animesh. There is one more auto fuel vision policy, or which also aims at reducing the car emissions, reducing the emission from IC engines and moving towards movement of people rather than movement of vehicle. It's the tagline, I think, of this policy, moving people. There's also national urban transport policy. These kind of policies are focused on how the people are moving in cities rather than movement of vehicles. Okay. So if you want, you can just take a look of this auto fuel vision policy. Auto fuel vision policy of 2025 and national urban transport policy 2006, I think. Okay, do give a look to them. Okay, if possible, I will complete in later lectures, but please do give a look to them. I think this national urban transport policy, there was a question in mains, UPSC mains, based on this policy, and with the same tagline, moving people rather than moving vehicles should be the aim of local transportation system in India. And that's why this metro policy began. Okay, this metro transportation began so that we can reduce the number of vehicles on roads. Okay, so this was the third point. Second point is sulfur content, reduction of the sulfur content. Then the third point we are going to write is reduction of NOx. Okay, so this is also carcinogenic and causes acid rain as well. And breathing of high amount of nitrogen can cause methemoglobinemia. Okay, you might have heard about a disease called methemoglobinemia or blue baby syndrome, in which children who inhale large amount of nitrates, okay, what happens, you might have heard about hemoglobin, working of hemoglobin. So hemoglobin, they are RBCs when attached. RBCs which help in supply, this hemoglobin helps in supply of oxygen. This oxygen gets attached to these RBC molecules, and this hemoglobin helps in supply of oxygen to cells. Okay, but if there is present of carbon monoxide, it has more affinity and which will form carboxyhemoglobin. इसलिए अगर कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड का कंटेंट ज्यादा होता है, if the carbon monoxide content is more in air, it leads to death. Similar is the case of this nitrate. If there is more nitrate inhaled, it gets attached to this hemoglobin part and turns it into methemohemoglobin. Okay, which is blue baby syndrome. This disease is called blue baby syndrome because of turning of lips. I think lips of babies turn blue. Okay, so that's the name of some a disease, methemoglobinemia. So NOx reduction is also there, and by almost 70%. By almost 70%, we are going to reduce the NOx emission. Okay, and yes, renewables. Let me tell you that those sulfur and other pollutants are absent in renewable sources of energy like biomass. Okay, if we are burning biomass or biofuel, they have less pollutants, but NOx is still there. This nitrogen oxides are still there. I think it is going a bit technical, right? Is it okay? Information overload तो नहीं हो रहा? Palak, Manju,
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi, okay.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
people feeling the information overload?
No, sir.
Okay. So you can write this third point. There is reduction of 70% nitrogen. The NOx, nitrogen oxides will be reduced by 70% in BS6. Okay. Because this nitrogen molecule, it breaks at high temperature, above 1200 degrees centigrade, right? So we what we do, we reduce, but the temperature, the highest temperature, we maintain below this level. The highest temperature to be reached in internal combustion engine is maintained below this level, so that this nitrogen molecule do not break into nitrogen atoms. So NOx emission prevented. Okay, so even renewable sources of energy have NOx emission. Okay, I think that's it for that. Then NOx is to be reduced by 70%. Yes, Animesh?
Sir, can you just give a small brief of the previous 2 points? I forgot to write them. Just give one line brief for them so I can write.
Okay, the previous brief was particulate matter 2.5 and 2.10 are to be reduced by 80%. And this is to be done by diesel particulate filter and this spatial catalytic converter. And the second point I gave was the sulfur reduction from 50 to 10 ppm. Okay. Then I think I should move towards the fourth point here. The fourth point is reduction of harmful hydrocarbons. Harmful hydrocarbons. Though the amount is not very much mentioned, but they are to be reduced. The emission of harmful hydrocarbons is to be reduced, right? And this NOx emission is to be reduced by 70% in diesel and 25% approx in petrol engine, right? I think these are the 4 points that we should write. Rest, no need. Because for any topic in UPSC, you must have at least data to write 200 to 250 words. Even for mains, you should have this amount of data. If there is BS4 or any topic, you have at least this amount of data so that you can write with good points in 200 to 250 words. बहुत ज़्यादा deep knowledge नहीं चाहिए. Okay. And you must know how to link topics. Okay, like BS4. If BS6 topic is there, so at least you know that about that air pollution part. What is happening in air pollution? Okay, what amount of air pollution? What steps taken? Or how it would benefit? Okay, then you can connect the air pollution with the health sector as well. There is data, I think, from UN that 1 lakh children in India die every year from this pollution, air pollution. Okay, so where we were, that now we can write some pros or benefits. Okay, these pros of using BS6. So the first is reduction in air pollutants. Air pollution reduction. Okay. The second point we can write is health cost. Health cost would come down. Okay. Lot of problem it is believed like asthma or there are other dizziness and headache in general. They are because of this air pollution. Which as we breathe polluted air, it deteriorates our health. Okay, causes damage to our body, which increases the health cost. Okay. So air pollution reduction होगा इससे, there will be reduction in health cost as well, right? And in air pollution we have this reduction of PM. Okay, then we have this you can say better surroundings or better ecological balance. If there is less air pollution, then ecological balance is good. So better surroundings. Okay, I think these pros are enough. Then I think now we should move towards our topic for today, which is done. Everyone done. How do we categorize people from dying during? Okay, Animesh. So there are certain parameters which the various institutions consider. Okay, that how many people are suffering from like this asthma. Okay, asthma compared to the data of previous 5 years. Okay, compared to the data of previous 5 years. Then we see that in these 5 years, what has been the increase of PM 2.5 and PM 10. Okay, then we relate, is this the cause for this asthma? Okay, so these kind of parameters are used. Animesh, okay? Okay, so similar kind of arrangements or parameters are used for measuring how the disease is increasing, like the cause of stubble burning. Okay, the stubble burning. So we assume that by burning stubble, there has been increase in pollution of air. Then we see what happened in population of Delhi. Is there a rise in these pollution related diseases? Are the people coming to hospital have more number of these pollution related diseases? Then this data is linked with this data, and then we create a figure and we figure out, okay, this many number of people are extra coming because of this pollution. Stubble, how to tell you, the residue of crop. Okay, like wheat, rice. Wheat is grown in this Punjab side. So when they cut this wheat, a part of it is left. Okay, and this is burned in the field itself because it is rich in nutrients. So it is burned in the field itself. Okay, so you might have heard that stubble burning in this Haryana, Punjab has been the cause of. Okay, Animesh, I got it, but it is for others as well. Okay, so often Haryana, Punjab, and Western Uttar Pradesh are blamed that stubble burning in these areas is the cause of Delhi pollution in Delhi. And you might have seen, if you are from Delhi, or others have also listened about that Delhi smog, especially in I think year 2016 or 17, when there was very poor air conditions in Delhi. Okay. So Arya, do you want to ask something? Yes, it's Aman smog. Yes, even in 2000. Yes, every year, Animesh. Arya, I'm waiting for your question, and after that I will start this. Clear to everyone? Anything in this topic? There was a recent article on burning in Hindu. Yes, there are articles, and even there are solutions now. So some companies have come up with those tractors or those farming machine equipments which can cut the stubble too now. Okay, and yes, there we do not have people with innovative ideas. Ideas are there, but execution is missing. There has been ideas like use of that stubble for making paper. Okay, So that recently I was watching a video on YouTube. What I found that in Thailand, a girl was using stubble to make paper and exporting that same paper to India. Okay, and in India we are burning that stubble and we cannot convert that same stubble to paper. So these kind of things are there. Okay, we can have solutions if we try to. Okay, then clear to all. Should I move ahead? Not cost effective. If someone is exporting that paper to us, it must be cost effective there. Okay, so what we need is to make it cost effective by some machines. Yes, Aman. No. Okay, machines are not cost effective. Okay. Harsh Verma, yes. Okay, then now I'm moving towards today's topic. Carbon cycle we had done. Okay, impacts of human also done. Okay, so one more point. Okay, it is interesting, so that's why I'm telling you. In China, what they did, they made pollution towers for that carbon sequestration, right? I told you about carbon sequestration yesterday. So in China, they have made these carbon towers. What these carbon towers will do, they have these kind of arrangements, plates. So these plate air will be allowed to pass through these towers. Okay, and these plate will capture the carbon. Actually, this is done with the help of catalytic converters. Okay, so these plates will capture the carbon in air, and this carbon then will be utilized under high end pressure and temperature to create artificial diamonds, right? And these artificial diamonds are to be sold as jewelry. So they are reducing the amount of pollutants in air in this manner. Okay. So this is interesting. That's why I'm telling you. Okay. Okay. Then we start. Okay. I think this question was done. Even in Delhi, they had. Yes. Even in Delhi, there was a proposal to set up such towers. Carbon cycle on the planet Earth, volcanic action. This was one question. Okay. Then this nitrogen cycle. I think I also discussed the part of this nitrogen cycle as well. Okay. Yes, we were here. Okay, so today we are going to start with the sedimentary cycle. Any question till now, even from the previous slides or from yesterday? Okay, any question till now? Preetham is all clear. Preetham, Navya, Tumpi, Bhovana, is all clear to you people? Okay. Okay. Kirti, is Kirti here? उत्तम, समझ में आ रहा है उत्तम?
जी सर.
Aditi Darkonde, Aditi, Sakshi as well. Sakshi, is all clear, Sakshi? Okay. So we should start with the sedimentary cycle. What they are, actually they are long-term cycles. I told you about the long-term cycles that are where these elements or nutrients move in geological cycles, right? In the geological sphere. Okay. So first, I think you should write this heading: sedimentary cycle. Okay. This can be done for that BS6 part. If you have written it here, give a line here, give a line here, and start now the sedimentary cycle from here. Okay. So write the heading sedimentary cycle and write a definition first for this. Sedimentary cycles are the long-term biogeochemical cycles. Sedimentary cycles are the long-term biogeochemical cycles. Okay. Sedimentary cycles are the long-term biogeochemical cycles which involve movement, cyclic movement of nutrients, which involve cyclic movement of nutrients in biosphere, geosphere, geosphere, and atmosphere. Or you can write between biosphere, geosphere, and atmosphere. Should I repeat? Done. Please don't hesitate